Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we will going to see a polyfill for call, apply and bind. So before creating polyfill, we will understand what is call, apply and bind method in JavaScript and what is the purpose of those method. So let's see. So we'll see step by step. So we'll get a more idea on how it works and why we need it. So very first I'll create one object user and then I will have the property first name is equal to Gajanan and then last name pickup. Yeah. And then I'll create one function here, function details. It will accept age and role and simply we'll call it here. So before that, I want to tell you, so if we have the regular function, any normal function, and if we try to print this keyword inside these functions, we should get a global object. So just see, we will try to print it, this keyword inside this detail function. So this is regular function. Yeah. So here we are getting window object, that is global object. But with the help of call, apply and bind, we can pass reference of this user inside this details. So that if we try to print this keyword here inside these details, we will get user. So we achieve those things with the help of call, apply and bind. So here let's see call, and then here we will pass object that we want to have the reference inside this detail, and then here we can pass this function argument. So now if we try to run this details.call, let's see what this keyword will print here. So now this keyword will be this user object. So that's why we use the call method to pass the reference of any particular object inside this detail method. So now here simply we'll return it from something, some messages here, some meaningful messages. My name is this dot first name, this dot last name, and my age is, we will pass this age property, age parameter from here, that we are passing it from here, and then working as role. So now if I run it here, so it is returning something, so we will accept. So we will store this data in some variable. Let call result, and then we will console this call result. Let's see here. Yeah, my name is Gajanan Tech Hub and my age is 30 and working as developer. Perfect. So this is how we use the call method. So with the help of this call method, we just pass the reference here, and then this reference is available inside this details with this keyword. And then inside this call method, we will pass this parameter, function parameter with comma. So now let's see for bind. So bind and call are almost same. Only the difference is we will pass this parameter with array. So I'll just copy and paste it here. Apply result, and then here I'll pass it in array. I'll change the method name apply, and then I'll console this apply result here. Yeah, so we got the same output for both the method call and apply. Only the difference is here we are passing the parameter with comma, and here we are passing the parameter in array. So now let's see for bind. So I'll just copy paste this one. So bind method will return the function. This method basically return the function, and then we will store it in bind result. So bind result will be the function, and here we'll pass parameter with this with the comma separated. So just try to see what this bind result will print. So this must print this detail function, right? Perfect. So now we will run this function here. Yeah, so we got the same output as we were getting call and apply. The thing is, here either you can pass the parameter from here or later. So now I'll just remove this parameter from here and then I'll pass it from here. So it will work same as how it worked previously. Yeah, perfect. So this is how like the call, apply and bind method work in JavaScript. So interviewer might ask you to give some example, write some code and then explain what is call, apply and bind. So in that case, if you explain these things, then it will be enough. So now let's see the polyfill for call, apply and bind. So as of now, I'll comment this. So to create polyfill for this one, polyfill means basically just we are creating custom my call method so that it will work exact same like call method. So for that we have to attach this my call custom method into the function prototype. Function.prototype.mycall. So basically this all call, apply and bind method are coming from prototype. So if you try to see here, we are getting call, we are getting apply and we are getting bind. So same way we have to attach our custom method into this prototype. So just here we'll give my call and then this is function and then it will accept this context from here and arguments. I'll just copy this one and they'll use this statement. Here we can provide my call. And now what we can have, so inside this function, if we try to print this, so it will get this function. So let's see with console. So we are getting this detail function here. And then this context, whatever we are passing from here, this user and this arguments. So now what we can do is let temporary function is equal to this. And now we can attach this temporary function into this context. Context.temporary function equal to temporary function. Now we will call this temporary function and we'll store those value into the result. Context.temporary function and then we'll pass these arguments. We are getting it from here. So here we are using rest operator. So we are pushing all those values into the array and then here we are spreading it. So basically this temporary function is this detail we are getting with this with this keyword. So now we will delete this temporary function from this context so that that context object will be the clean. We can have delete context.temporary function because we don't need it. We have object that first name and last name. It will attach this third temporary function as a third property and then we are calling this function and simply we will return result. Let's see, here I'll provide 25. Yeah, so here we got my name is Gajan Takeup and my age is 25 and I'm working as a developer. So perfect. So now we have written the polyfill for my call. So before that, I want to tell you, so just think that this temporary function is a key and we are adding this temporary function key to this context object. What if we already have the temporary function key here? So we don't know. So if this key is already there inside this object and we have written something like this, it will override this one. So for this, we will create unique key from the symbol so that it will always unique and it won't overwrite. We will create something like this symbol and then we'll pass temporary function here. So it will return one unique key for this function. And then we cannot directly assign with a dot here. Yeah. For this, we have to do something like this. We have to use this array, and then we have to pass key like this. And then to call, we can same way, we can use context of this key, and then where we'll pass arguments here. And then to delete this one, we can do something like this. It's the same. Yeah, so we got the same output. So this is how we write the polyfill for a call method. So we will write the polyfill for apply method. So I'll just override this one. I'll have this my apply, and then we will have something like this, my apply, and then we will pass this argument into the array. So here we have the only difference is in the apply, we will pass arguments in function arguments in the array format. So here we'll get array. We don't need to rest it. So here we don't need to use array symbol. So this is array, and then here we are spreading it. Perfect. Just run this one. Yeah. So we got the same output. So now we will see the polyfill for bind. So I'll just override this one, my bind, and then here we can have my bind, and then we'll pass these arguments with this comma separated, and here we'll get this argument some like this. We'll spread it here so that it will all go into the single array. Then what we can do is, I don't think so we need this. I will just remove everything. So we have this temporary function. So we have assigned these functions to this temporary function. So what bind method will do is, it will return one function. And one more thing, if we don't pass the values from here, we can pass the values later from here. So this value we can accept here, and then we have to run this temporary function. So this temporary function, and then we have to use apply here. Here we have to pass this context, same how we did for apply, context, and I'll tell you what's happening here. Arguments, function arguments. So now we have to run this detail function. So here temporary function is detail. So we are applying apply method on this detail, and we are passing this object as a reference, means this object we are getting it from here, and then values. If we get the values from here, then pass it like this, and if we get it from here, then pass it like this. So let's see what it returned. It returned function. Perfect. So this bind method will return function. Now we'll call this function. Something we are missing. We should return this one. So we got the output as expected. So now what if we don't pass it from here, this function argument? So we'll pass it from here. So we'll have something 30. Yeah, perfect. So we got the same output as expected. So this is how we write the polyfill for call, apply, and bind method. So in the interviewer might ask you to write the polyfill for any random method. So I have created the polyfill for array method. So you can check out my previous video, or you can check out my playlist for polyfills. So I hope you understand the polyfill of call, apply, and bind. If you like this video, then please do subscribe to my channel for support. I'll bring more such videos which it will help to crack your upcoming interview. Thank you.